Shalom, beloved family. It's your girl Sophia Spiritual Light, and we are here for another lesson. This is about the cosmic law, and this is very, very important for people to understand as they begin to interact with these different spirit intelligences for the different zones. As you start your experiments, I don't think people are aware of what the universal laws are. I don't think they're aware of how to deal with them. I don't think they're aware of what they're position is. And so we are going to cover a great deal of that in this lesson. And hopefully it's not going to take too long because it's really just lists of stuff and it's common sense stuff, but it's just that I don't think people really know what it means. So we're going to go over it so that there's no confusion. So, but first, all praise, glory, and honor be to the Most High, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the great I am, loving kindness, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We ask for permission to speak with the angels for just a few moments so that we can get a message that will help us be of better service to you and to the kingdom. To the Heavenly Mother, we thank you for always being with us. We thank you for guiding us, and we thank you for walking with us down the path of life. We acknowledge our older, wiser brother Yahweh and the perfect example that he set. And of course, to the angels, we ask that you come and be with us for just a few moments so that we are able to get a understanding of things that will allow us to be of better service to the Most High and to the kingdom. All right, so now this 33 cosmic laws is extremely difficult to find. And I actually came across it while I was doing my research for the Rhabdomancy course, um, which is available on the website. And this was like in the back of a little book that had a whole section on dowsing, not calling it by the proper name. And I realized that I had not actually seen this list in this manner before. And I just made a mental note of it. And then I came across, or actually, one of the sisters said she was watching a video about the 42 universal laws, which would basically correlate with the Anabicoak. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. Well, I saw one for 33. What is this? And so, um, as it turns out, I think they work together. I think that we're just going to cover them both so that you can understand because it's, it's so crazy. The 33 these 33 cosmic laws and the 33 cosmic laws are in the positive and the 42 laws of Matt are in the negative so that you can understand the positive side of the laws and also the negative side, like when you're breaking the laws, what does that look like? So it takes 42 different explanations for you to understand how you're breaking the laws, but only 33 for how to know how not to break the laws. All right, so we're just going to go through this list, and again, this is in the Book of Hawaiian Magic by this weird looking person who's not Hawaiian, but nevertheless, yeah, I think it's the Book of Hawaiian Magic. Okay. But if you look up 33 cosmic laws, you might find it, or of course, send me an email and I'll, send you these pictures or whatever the case may be. Um, all right, everything is governed and controlled by a group of laws called the cosmic laws or God laws. These laws are always working, whether we are conscious of them or not. The more we know these laws, the more we will understand ourselves and all life. So just understand this. Life follows these laws, period. And if you don't know these laws, you don't know life. If you don't know life, you don't know the Most High. And a lot of these Hebrew Catholics, these Hebrew Christians, they don't know the Most High. And I hate to be the one to tell them that, but in fact they do not because they do not know these laws, and therefore they do not know life, and therefore they do not know the Most High. The first one is self-preservation. This means to stay alive and stay healthy. The number one law supersedes all others. Everything alive struggles to stay alive and to stay healthy. Again, this is where the lack of knowledge of self-preservation is why our people have failed at everything because we will take care of massa, we will love your neighbor, we will do everything for everyone else except we will not love ourselves first. And so Self-preservation is the number one law, and it whatever you do, you have to preserve yourself. You have the race is not given to the swift nor the battle to the strong, but the one who endures to the end. It's not in the Bible. My choir teacher said that to us all the time, and it is 100% fact. And we would say it at least once or twice every day when we tried to blame other people for why we didn't know parts and stuff like that. No, 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 no. It's on you. It's the one who endures to the end. That is who wins the battle. The meek shall inherit the earth, not the puffed up, not the Hebrew Catholics who demand God do what they say they do. The meek shall inherit the earth. The ones who come to Christ with the childlike respect and wonderment are the ones who shall inherit the earth. The puffed up, proud ones who say they don't need an angel to do anything, they know everything, the Most High only talks to them, those ones not going to inherit the earth. Those ones are breaking the number one cosmic law that supersedes all cosmic laws, which is self preservation. So just wrap your mind around that. Number two, Trinity. This symbolizes the triangle, which means the body, mind, and soul. Everything in existence consists of three basic parts, thus forming the Holy Trinity. When drawn in a symbol, it is a triangle. So, what does that mean? We are, in fact, our own Trinity. Our thinking, feeling, and willing is the Trinity that is within us. The Father has his own Trinity, the Father, Son, the Father God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Divine Feminine has her own Trinity, the Holy Sophia, actually, the Holy Mother, the Trino Sophia, technically, the Trino Sophia, the Holy Sophia, and the Christo Sophia. Those, everything has a Trinity. So it's not just the left path or the right path, it's the middle path. That is why the tree of life is so important, and understanding this concept of Trinity will allow us to rebuild our tree of lives within ourselves. Number three, balance. Again, back to the tree of life. This is plus and minus, sanity, black and white. To stay in balance is very important, for if any object were out of balance, it would not be functioning properly. Again, back to self preservation. We have to be balanced. So, working 7 days and taking 1 day off is not balance. Do you understand what that means? It means that the way that they even tell the creation story cannot possibly be right because it's totally out of balance. If it took you 7 days of labor to make something, 6 days of labor, you'd have to at least take 6 days of rest. At least. But why do they tell us one? Why do they say it's 6 and 1? Because they want you to automatically, the first thing you read in the Bible, be out of balance. That's how you know that the Bible is not correct because it's out of balance directly from the beginning. From the beginning, it's out of balance. All right, next. Harmony. This is peace, contentment, and awareness of truth. Everything in existence must be in harmony with that which is around it, near it, or in it. If it is not, it would be out of harmony. It is our object to stay in harmony with all life. How do they take you out of harmony with all life? They have you arguing with petty Negroes over Deuteronomy 28. They have you arguing with petty Negroes over whether angels exist or not. They have you arguing with Gentiles over who's Esau and who's Jacob. They have you arguing with your brothers and your sisters over money or whatever it is. Totally out of harmony. And so the best thing you can do is be in harmony within yourself. And when someone brings you disharmony, you have to move that to the side. You do not allow yourself to be out of harmony. Number five, unity. This means to blend with, to unite with, to become one with all, and to expand with all, meaning all as in the angels. You want to unite with the angels. You want to become one with the angels. And in becoming one with the angels, do become one with all because the angels control. So the angels is the Most High, and the Most High is all. So it doesn't necessarily become one with your neighbor, not the same thing. It says to become, to blend with, to become one with all, with all of the Most High, all of the Most High, all of the angels. And as you unite with all of the angels, you become one with all of the angels inside and outside of you. You become one with the Most High. That's the process. Number 6, magnetism. It is the root of energy and love. Everything in existence has a magnetic north and south pole, plus or minus, from the smallest electron to the largest planet or galaxy in the universe. What does that mean? It means that it goes back to the whole concept of the Trinity. When you have what is that, a equilateral triangle with the three even sides, you have, or when you deal with magnets, it has a north and it has a south, and you determine the north and the south by what attracts. North attracts south, south attracts north. North repels north, and south repels south. And so, if you understand how magnetism works, you understand that you attract those with whom have uh opposite, maybe skill set, or um you attract those who fill the needs that you have, meaning as you pour out, that other one takes in. It's like an energy transference. That's how magnetism works. As the north does what it does, the south does what it does, they attract to each other. But if you have just north and north, you're going to repel each other. If you have just south and south, you're going to repel each other. So, like with the angels, it's like this: the angels are not on a physical realm. So they give to us on from the astral realm into our physical realm, and then we connect with them from our physical realm into the astral realm, so they can connect with each other, but it's not really the same kind of magnetism as connecting with one of us, because it's a north and a south connection. That's one way to understand it. Okay, number 7, of course, it's love. It's a mental expression of affection that creates emotion, energy, and power. It has been stated that this seventh law of love is the most powerful of all. All things are created and controlled with love. Love brings happiness and contentment to all life, and that goes without saying. Number 8 is life. This is awareness of existence, the hydrogen atom, the breath of life, and the life of thought. For we are but a thought of life. Goes without saying. Number 9, light. 9 is my number. This is the truth, energy, mind, and understanding. Goes without saying. Number 10, or without more explanation. Number 10, chemistry. Chemistry is a science of knowledge of which all things consist, both material and astral. Chemistry is material and astral, not just material. All right, number 11. Okay, so now let me just pause here. For those people, which I'm sure there are many who who did not understand when I said your prices are offending the angels. This is what it is right here: demand and supply. Why would one of the cosmic laws have to deal with supply and demand if what I said previously was not what was told to me by the angels, which indeed it was? This is before I saw this book. I didn't see this book when I said that. This was after I said that, and then I saw this book, and I didn't even see this part of the book until really after the course, because I was looking for other things for the course. So again, this is applied will and spoken word with emotion, thinking, feeling, and willing, that will supply any man that which he demands, and if it is done in a correct manner. What does that mean? Seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open. It's just that simple. People make it too complicated. They want things to come without seeking. They want the door to open without knocking. It doesn't work like that. If you take one step, the most high will take 1,000. And that's what you have to understand. That's what that demand and supply is. You demand and it will be supplied. If you don't demand, can't be supplied. Split and divide. This is also divide and expand. All life, birth, plant life, human life, animal life, and the life of big business splits and divides and expands in the process of branching out. This is something that I could just take the next 20 minutes explaining this because people don't understand this at all. But I will just say it like this: within 5 hours of conception, it can be determined based on the way that the cells split whether there's going to be a male or a female child within 5 hours. So this split and divide is not, it's all the way down to that level 5 hours after conception, all the way up to a big business who, as you create a new department, you create a new department, you bring some new people in, and you're always expanding your business. You don't just have a business and you're in one product forever. Eventually you expand. You always split up your time into something else and ever expanding, which is why it's very rude and disrespectful to demand that the Most High stop his own split and divide process of whatever it is he's working on to come and deal with your problem. When he split up all these earth zones into degrees, so when you had a problem, you could go directly to the angel over that degree and ask them to solve it. Very, very disrespectful the way these people are. Next one, attraction. Like attracts like, good to good, bad to bad, plus to plus, negative to negative. Look at that, negative to negative. Not to be confused with magnetism, because, and that's funny that that's 13, magnetism was 6. Not to be confused with magnetism, which is everything has a north and south pole which is attracted to different things. This is well, attracted is not the correct word, which it is pulled to different things. This is what you attract. So like attracts like, not magnets. You're not magnetically attracted to like. Magnets don't attract like to like. uh, You understand what I mean? Like attracts like, good to good, bad to bad, plus to plus, negative to negative. So if you're a negative person, you're going to attract more negative people. Me, when I go on my isolation modes, people don't understand it. It's because I don't want to have any other energy interfere with what I'm working on. Because I understand the law of attraction. If it's not me, if someone is in a bad negative space, I'm not going to allow myself to be attracted to that bad negative space because it's not what I need at the time that I need. I need to be either focused on being magnetic, attract, bringing in what I need to actually function, and not going into this whole like and wrong and all of that. It's too much. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Spiral. Number 14. This represents evolvement, realization of God, awareness of truth, and application of wisdom. Why is that? Because if you think about how you a spiral is, or think about a vortex. A spiral is really a 2D representation of a vortex. And so if you remember my discussion about how the heart works, where it pulls the energy from up from the top of your chakras all the way into your heart, does the transformation process, and puts that energy all the way down into the earth's core and beyond, then you will understand that that is a spiral. It's a spiral in, and then it's a spiral out. The vortex is a 2D representation. I mean, the spiral is a 2D representation of a vortex. And the vortex is basically how everything works like that. It goes in, it does a little transformation process, and it goes out. It goes into the vortex and out through the vortex. That's how everything is. That's a universal law. Vibration. Number 15. This is pitch of motion. All things vibrate. This is a very powerful law. There's no such thing as color, only vibration, which brings to us that which appears to be color. There's no such thing as sound, only vibrations, which we have named sound. Vibration is of a high pitch on a diamond and a low pitch on material flesh. Man and woman vibrate by uneven number, or an even number. Thus, their vibrations are different. Everything is controlled by vibration. Listen to that. Everything is controlled by vibration. So when I brought the go-go to my lessons like I use now, I'm bringing in a certain vibration, and I understand the vibration of go-go. A lot of people don't, and I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but the point of the matter is it brings certain people in and it repels certain people away. The people who can vibrate on the high frequency, the music doesn't bother them. The people who vibrate on a low frequency, the music bothers them a lot. People who vibrate on a high frequency, they can absorb that. Go is a very, very powerful music, which I won't get into. That's why they always attack my brothers and sisters from the city, because the people who listen to this music vibrate on a very different level and is extremely different and difficult to control these Negroes. And then there's nothing that anybody can do about it. They've been trying to do something about it forever. They can't do anything about it. So I understand vibration very well. Let's just put it that way. Number 16, karma. 1 and 6 and 7. No surprise. This law springs forth from our own creation of thoughts. We are as we believeth, and if we believe, we must compensate. Our inner minds create our own law of karma. We just discussed law of karma when we were discussing Saturn. So this is just another little tidbit. That which we put out, we must compensate for. If it be harm to others, harm will come to us. If it be good to others, good will come to us. This is the law of compensation. Again, when I say your prices are offending the angels, this is another part of that. This is a part of that. If your prices are so low that the angels have to work super hard to bring you whatever it is that you ask for, that's on you. That's on you. You have to be. And also, same thing. The law of compensation says, if it, let's see, let me go back. We are as we believeth. Okay, let's just pause on that for a second. So, if you believe that you can command and demand the most high to stop that everything that he's doing and listen to your problem. Command and demand. I didn't say ask, I didn't say pray and supplicate, I didn't say fast. I said command and demand. You command, you demand the most high, stop what he's doing and come and speak with you. Guess what that is? You are not you are not following the laws of karma. You are breaking the cosmic law. Same thing with these angels. If you command and demand these angels to do things that they are not supposed to do, when in fact they're infernal spirits that are here to do things that whatever they're not supposed to do, there's a spirit that is supposed to do it. If you command and demand the angels do things that they're not supposed to do, you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. That's what it is. And so again, another reason why we fell, not following this law of karma. All right, number 17, cycles. They are controlled by the rays which are continually descending to earth. Everything has happened throughout the ages, has happened in cycles: earthquakes, wars, business cycles, and falls of empires. All things are controlled by this law of cycles. We must learn to attune with these laws and work with them, thus being in harmony with all life. Again, the cycles are the angels. The angels come around, they they come to the earth in cycles. They have a cycle, and if we get into tune with that cycle, we will understand how the Most High works. And if I to be honest, the reason why the Catholics, the Hebrew Catholics, the Christians, and everybody else doesn't understand, like, they don't understand how the Most High work, is because they have no understanding of the cycle. And it's not just birth, death, and rebirth. That's one cycle over all I mean, we don't even have, just in one book we got introduced to, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. like 10 different cycles. I mean, it's going to take a lifetime just to understand these 10 cycles, much less all the other cycles of everything else that we don't even understand. So we don't even know that we don't know. But the point of the matter is, if you're making an effort to learn the cycles, seek and ye shall find, knock and the doors shall be opened, ask and ye shall be answered. Facts. All right, number 18 is thought. 9, destruction. Okay. Thought is said to be the fastest and the most swift of all things. Destruction. It cannot be measured. It is so fast. It is the root of all things. First was the word, and the word was thought, and with the thought, everything was created. So again, if your thinking is wrong, if you have negative thinking, you're going to get negative results. If you have positive thinking, you're going to get positive results. Oftentimes, people that I talk to, they ask me, well, do you have a plan B? I said, no. I have a plan B when the Most High gives me a plan B. But right now, my plan is this. And when He tells me, you might want to do this, this is not working quite the way that I thought it would, try this instead. Cool. That's when I have a plan B up until the point where the Most High opened, just like Abraham. When Abraham took Isaac to that mountain to sacrifice him, he didn't have a plan B. There was no plan B. The Most High told, allegedly, that's a whole nother thing if you read that Ohospi, but the Most High told Abraham to kill Isaac. He went on that mountain to kill Isaac. And then what? A ram showed up. He killed the ram instead. And being an animal that was there from the creation of the earth. That thing showed up and he killed that instead. But he did not go up on that mountain with a plan B. He said, I have to take you out, son. Most High said it. Then at the last minute, Plan B showed up. Okay, cool. Boom. Save my son. Thank you. Kill the ram. All right. That's it. That's how thoughts are. 19. Motion. Emotion creates motion. Motion is a movement which is very, very powerful. Again, this is why I do my daily reading so that we can manage our emotions. Because when we manage our emotions, it's easier for us not to be moved by the day to day motion or emotions of life because we have our emotions managed. It's not that we don't pay attention to our emotions, it's just that when things come up, we can recognize those thoughts as thoughts that are not our own. Just like that conveyor belt of life I always describe from that I Love Lucy clip. We can just look at the motion and say, oh, that's not my motion. I don't want that one. Oh, here's a good motion. Yep, I'll take that bonbon. Thank you. Oh no, those are some bad emotions. I don't want those. You just look at them, go right on by the conveyor belt. That's why motion and emotion are very important. Number 20, energy. Energy is created with the movement of motion. So, again, where you have motion or emotion, you have energy. And so, you want to put your energy into good thoughts. These 18, 19, 20 go together, or 18, 19, 20, all of these go together, but these ones, especially 17 through 21, these all go together. You can read them in order, one backwards or forwards, these ones, because as things cycle, then thoughts are created, then emotions are created, then energy is exerted, and then you create something. That's the ask, and ye shall be answered. However, if you don't know that this is happening, you are being put into a cycle, a thought process that's not yours. They're giving you the thoughts, they're creating the emotion, they're forcing you to exert energy, and they're creating the thing that they want. And all they're doing is using universal law. They're using it for evil, but they're just using they're not breaking the cosmic law by doing this because they're they're making you, I mean they are, but they're not breaking these cosmic laws. Let me put it this way. So this is why I want to do that fast, because they can say, well, we didn't break those cosmic laws. You can't punish us for breaking those cosmic laws. We only broke these ones. And which ones are more important? These ones or those ones? So we want to make a very strong effort and appeal to the beings of Saturn to let them know, no, 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 no. These fools have broke the cosmic law. Please hear our prayers and our supplications and punish them for the laws that they broke. Don't cut them any slack because they're like, well, we only broke these laws. We didn't also break those laws. That's ridiculousness. They will try to do that. Um, all right, number 21, creation. Creation is the thought. Again, two and one is three. Creation is the thought, the motion, the energy, or the power to create. When the previous laws are working in harmony, they are able to create everything. When they're working in disharmony, they destroy everything, which is what the Gentiles done. That's why their whole system is falling apart because they have all these things. They're working in disharmony. They're not working in harmony because they're not positive. They're not working for the light. They're working against the light, which is why we have to, you know, we have to take our stand and say that we are going to rule in righteousness and that we will bring harmony and order back to this planet. Number 22, immortality. And we got, look, the 22, what, okay, I know this is not the same video, but the 22, law 22 of the 22 cosmic law has to do with immortality. And we're going to do a 22-day fast starting on the 22nd day of the 22nd year. No surprise. Immortality. The infinite mind power is immortal, and that which it creates is immortal. Things only appear. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm okay. The Most High is grand. This is what my oracle cards are going to be. I was just wondering, man, what am I going to do these cards on? This is it. All right, immortality. Sorry. Um, Things only appear to die or vanish, but scientifically speaking, there is only a molecular change. And this is why my enzymes course is so important. You will understand how those enzymes work in your system. You will know how to put enzymes into your system, which will give you more immortality. And that is one thing that they are doing by giving us all these bioengineered food ingredients and all this trash. And you can overcome that. If you can't even eat better, you can overcome that just by putting more enzymes into your system, living, breathing enzymes into your system. Because guess what? They don't they they don't die or vanish, but scientifically speaking, there's only a molecular change. So if you take in more enzymes, you're taking in more immortality, which the Gentiles know, which is why they eat all kinds of yogurt, all kinds of fermented everything. And they got our people, we don't even want to eat, something sitting out too long. We're like, it's got germs on it, it's gonna kill us. No, that's not how that works. But nice try. It depends on what it is. There's a whole lot that's going on within that realm. All right, circle number 23. The circle is symbolic of infinity, no beginning, no end. The circle means good, perfection, and is symbolic meaning for the word God. Again, the Druids had their Druid circles. The snake eating the tail. Circles are everywhere. The sun is a circle. The planets appear to be circles. Saturn is a planet with circle rings around it. There's circles. The tree of life has separate, which is circles. The flower of life is circles, circles upon circles upon circles. And so, that is no accident. That is no accident. Okay. Number 24, transition. This is what we call death. In reality, there is no death. We transform from one dimension to another, one vibration to another. We change molecular structure. Again, this goes in with the immortality. And also, if you think about that list of angels which I gave out, there's two angels over suicide. One angel tries to convince you not to do it, and the other angel will not allow you to leave this realm until you served all the time you were supposed to serve. So, that is, your immortality can be or your transition can be into the next realm, or your transition is into a dead zone where you just have to wait until your time is up, you know. And as a spiritual light, a child of light, serving the Most High, manifesting the fruits of the Spirit, you have the ability to choose whether you how you transition, when you transition, what you transition. All that stuff will be a choice of yours, and not by what the everyone else has to do. Okay. Number 25, transmutation, very important. like we transmute the fire, like all these things. When this law is used wisely, it is strong and powerful. The key to almost anything man can accomplish is the ability to transmute one's thoughts from one's object to another quickly. When transmuting your thoughts upon any object, you can become more powerful by being emotional and using your full will. What is this? Harnessing versus harvesting. When you harness, you bring in information and you hold it. When you harvest, you bring in information and you turn it into something you can use. That's why that lesson is so important. If you haven't heard it, go back and find it. Very important to understand harvest versus harness. It comes up over and over. Number 26, gravity. This is what holds material and astral things on the surface of the earth. So, I mean, I'm not going to go into gravity. That's going to take me into a science lecture. We're going to move on. Number 27, cause and effects. Whatever there is an effect, there is in effects, good or bad. There is always a cause. A wise healer will always correct the cause. Then the sickness, which is the effect, will leave. This is why these people's janky science and their janky medicine doesn't work. They never solve the root problem. And most of the time, the root problem is spiritual. Once you, even with the karma cleanse, once you do the karma cleanse, a lot of a lot of physical stuff you've been going through could very well disappear. But if you don't do the karma cleanse, if you don't clear your karma, it will never go away. The stuff will just pile up, you know what I mean? And so that's the problem with a lot of people, is that they don't want to deal with the root cause. They just ignore the root cause and keep going on like everything is fine, and that's just not how that works. You have to deal with the cause. The effect is a symptom of the cause. And almost all things are caused by spiritual or something that's in your chart. For example, I always talk about Madamites, because if you're born on Tuesday, 9 times out of 10, you have stomach problems. So if somebody's like, oh, my stomach hurts, were you born on Tuesday? They're like, yeah, I was born on Tuesday. I'm like, there's nothing that's just the nature of your planet. Look, you might want to take these cell salts. That's all. That's the recommendation I have right now. Get you some cell salts. You'll probably be just fine. All right, number 28, numerology. All things depend upon numbers. All things are created by numbers and controlled by numbers. And of course, 28 equals 10, Michael in the Mist. People who say that the numerology is not it's even called numerology, just like biology. You know what I mean? And people still. Anyway, moving on to number 29. That speaks for itself. As above, so below. This means that as many things follow the same pattern in other dimensions, no matter how high or how low, there seems to be a set pattern, which is why it is so important for us to understand the celestial hierarchy and how it works, because that is how we are to work. That's why every big business, wow, that reminds me of a book that a brother wrote in the 1920s, which is the something of big business by anyway, is a brother who had Charles, oh gosh, he owned North Carolina Mutual. 1920s, he wrote a book, a series, not a book, it was actually a series of articles, because that's what they broke our people down to, doing a series, doing article series instead of writing whole books. But anyway, I digress. And it was about big business, and he literally broke down how the big businesses were supposed to work, and every big business uses this strategy without acknowledging. I think it was Charles Clinton Spalding. Yeah, I think it was Charles Clinton Spalding. They don't even acknowledge the brother. However, that's going to be one of the things I discuss in my upcoming course, because every big business uses it, and it just mirrors the celestial kingdom. So if we understand how the celestial kingdom works, our own lives, we can manage them better, because as above, so below. All right, incarnation number 30. This means to incarnate from one vibration or dimension to another, from one planet to another, one galaxy to another. This is why when I pray, I always tell the Most High the angels have fulfilled their covenant so that they are able to ascend as we also ascend. That is the incarnation cycle. So they need credit on their cards to go to the next level, just like we need credit on our cards to go to the next level. And so when you acknowledge that the angels have done a good job for you, then they are get their credit so that they can go on to the next job that they're supposed to have. And that's why I'm so upset about people using and abusing the Most High, because they demand the Most High stop and do what they want him to do. He sends the angel to do it, and then they don't even give the angel credit for what they did. They could have worked a whole miracle in your life, and you never. All you say, "Oh, thank you, Most High," as if the Most High doesn't have doesn't delegate power the way that He sees fit to whomever He sees fit. People want to say, "Oh, well, that was the Most High. All praise to the Most High." What? What about this angel did this? That angel did that? This person on this physical plane was called to do this, and you just ignore all those people and only all praise to the Most High without even acknowledging. That's why I say it. I say all praise to the Most High first and foremost, and then I say love the Holy Mother because I know she's got a place. I acknowledge my older wiser brother because he has a place, and then I acknowledge the angels because I understand how this process works. So anyway, incarnation. Number 31, adhesion and cohesion. The advanced metaphysicians and outer space people are well aware of this law and use it for extreme speeds to commute in outer space. Now, that's a very esoteric statement right there. But what I will say is you can maintain your physical properties from point to point if you sufficiently understand how to use adhesion to the ley lines and cohesion with the ley lines. And so he left out the term ley lines, but that's what that's in relation to. That's how to travel not only the ley lines that are on this planet, the St. Michael's lines on this planet, but the ley lines that connect from planet to planet. So I have a gift which shows how the planet rotate around the sun as the sun is speeding through the galaxy. And once you understand that all of those things are ley lines, then you can go from one planet to the next by adhesing yourself to the ley line and cohesing yourself to the ley line, right? And then adhesing yourself to the planet. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's how it's coming up in my head. Assumption number 32. This law is an intriguing one to the advanced metaphysician to assume that the feelings of a person or thing is an outstanding action. To assume the feelings of a plant or tree brings oneness or realization that you are that which you assumed. So, again, this is one of those extremely esoteric things, but basically it's sympathy and empathy. Is are you able to sympathize or empathize with the person or sympathize? But it's the same with the mother. Are you able to sympathize and empathize with her and what she has to go through and what these inorganic beings, these Gentiles, are doing to her? Are you so? For example, I am one person. One of the reasons why I had to get out of where I'm from is because they were cutting down all the trees, and so every time I would see a new pile of trees that have been destroyed for them to build houses, I would just cry. I'm like, oh, the animals. Oh my gosh, all those trees, they just took them down. And what are they going to do? Build some houses? These people don't even like houses. They don't come outside. They're not. I would just cry. I mean, I would just cry. It was just so painful. And every time I go home, it's just like they're tearing down more trees. I'm just thinking about the animals. So I'm not only able to sympathize with the earthly mother for the loss of these trees, I'm able to empathize. I'm able to feel what it feels like to have something like that ripped out of you, but in the most cold hearted, ridiculous manner possible. I'm able to feel that. It's different if you're taking out a tree, one tree here, one tree there, replanting another one, cycle of life. That's not what these people are doing. They're taking out these trees, they're putting in maybe one, maybe two trees, all the animals. Who knows what they do with the animals? That's I trying to think about that. I mean, all the wild plants, all the stuff, they just destroy it. And I feel when I drive by a place where they've done this, I feel it, and I just weep, which is why um when I move, I'm not moving into a place that has an HOA, because those places are deliberately built against the rules of against cosmic law. They're literally built outside of how cosmic law is supposed to be done. And so me, I'm from the country. I'm like, we live down the dirt road. Our house is, it's in a place that there was no trees that got tore down. You know what I mean? That's not what that was. And so when you understand the difference between something like that and what these people do in when they build these things, you get it. But a lot of people, they don't understand that that's breaking of the cosmic law. They don't get it. All right. Number 33. Oneness. This is to blend with and become one with all mind and all life in all space and all dimensions. It is to become one with that which you already are, and to realize that you have an awareness that you are God. This is the extreme height of evolution, of comprehension, of realization, understanding of Christ consciousness, and of godliness. All above the all of the above mentioned conditions fall under this law. These laws function where there is no time and no space, and this is the ultimate or final awareness of oneness. So basically, this is, again, I'll start with this. This is why I'm so upset with these Hebrew Catholics, these Christians, the regular Catholics, and everyone else who makes demands on the Most High, because they're making these demands on themselves. They're putting the extra stress on themselves to get this thing done that they want done, as opposed to using the right tool. They're using a chainsaw, and that takes away from your longevity. You can't have immortality when you're taking a chainsaw to every problem, when you could use an operating scalpel and you're using a chainsaw. And this is what people do. This is why this makes me so upset, and why I wanted to go over these cosmic laws, because when you understand that it's not out there somewhere, the kingdom is not out there. The kingdom is in me. The kingdom is me. The kingdom is within me. Then you understand how hard it is to be the Most High, and how disrespectful it is to demand that he stop what he's doing and do things, when in fact you could just use the right tool, use the other cosmic laws to get what you're trying to get, instead of going, again, taking a chainsaw when a precision scalpel would be necessary. So those are the 33 cosmic laws. Now let's look at these laws of Matt. So these are 42 laws of Matt, and these are, they call it the reverse, the negative declarations, right? So this is the short version. I'll start at the top of the page. And this is the Book of the Dead. As you can see, there's a lot of people who talk about the Book of the Dead, but I never seen anybody read from it. So this is what I do. Verily, thou, the pair of eyes, two, or I won't need the numbers. Lord of righteousness is thy name. Here I am. I come to thee. I bring thee right, and have put a stop to wrong. I am not a doer of wrong to men. I am not one who slayeth the kindred. I am not one who telleth lies instead of truth. I am not conscious of treason. I am not a doer of mischief. I do not exact the first fruits of each day more work than should be done for me. My name cometh not to the bark of the God who is at the helm. I am not a transgressor against the God. I am not a talebearer. I am not a detractor. I am not a doer of that which the gods abhor. I hurt no servant with his master. I cause no famine. I cause not weeping. I am not a murderer. I give not orders for murder. I cause not suffering to men. I reduce not the offerings in the temples. I lessen not the cakes of the gods. I rob not the dead of the funeral food. I am not an adulterer. I am undefiled in the sanctuary of the God of my domain. I neither increase nor diminish measures of grain. I am not one who shortens the palm's length. I am not one who cutteth the field's measure. I put not pressure upon the beam of the balance. I tamper not with the tongue of the balance. I snatch not the milk from the mouth of infants. I drive not the cattle from their pastures. I net not the births of the manners of the gods. I catch not the fish of their ponds. I stop not at the water at its appointed time. I divide not an arm of water in its course. I extinguish not the lamp during its appointed time. I do not defraud the divine circle of their sacrificial joints. I do not I drive not away the cattle of the sacred estate. I stop not a God when he cometh forth. I am pure. I am pure. I am pure. I am pure. My purity is that of the great Benu Senutin, for I am the nose of the Lord of the air, who giveth life to all mortals on the day when the eye is full of anew, on the last day of mature, in the presence of the Lord of this land. Okay, so when I first read these, like, just Googled them, I was like, well, why is it, don't you want to, why would you say that you don't do these things? Because the universe isn't working negatives. Like, what does this mean? And I realized that this is just the inverse. This is not like when I pull a card and it's in reverse. Or it is like when I pull a card and it's in reverse, right? In order to make it right, you would, okay, so for example, I am not a doer of wrong to men, which means I do men right. It says, I am not one who slays his kindred, which means I allow my kindred to live. So by making the negative declarations, you are proclaiming into your life that you do not do these things. You do the inverse of these things. And so it's a very subtle yet powerful way of putting into your mind that because the universe is positive, it doesn't deal with negative. So if you put these things into your mind, it's not going to take the negative. It's going to automatically, the way the universe works, puts it into a positive. And so making these declarations automatically translates into you into the positive sense, because the universe doesn't do negative. It only does positive. And another thing I want to point out about this is it sounds very much like those confessions in the Key of Solomon. And I didn't realize that until I read it all the way through just now. But this is how the things in the queue. If you do the confession that's chapter 5 in the greater Key of Solomon, then this is the same thing. You confess your sins. This is the confession of sins, so that when you appear before the Most High in the last day, you will be held blameless. That's basically what this is, confession of sins. It's like, if I have done this, I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? So here we have the longer version. Oh wait, I gotta go backwards. Yeah, I gotta go backwards. My bad. I put them in the wrong order, but I think this is it. Okay, so we're gonna go in the reverse order. Part two. All right. O thou of long strides, who makest thine appearance in anew, I am not a doer of wrong. O thou who holdest the fire and makest thine appearance in Cherubah, I am not a man of violence. O thou of the nose, which is the breath of life, who makest thine appearance at Cheminu, I am not evil minded. O eater of the shadow, who makest thine appearance at Elephantine, I am not rapacious. O thou facing backward God, who makest thine appearance at Resau, I am not a slayer of men. O thou of lion form, who makest thine appearance in heaven, I am not fraudulent in measures of grain, meaning I'm truthful in measures of grain, right? O thou whose eyes pierce like swords, who makest thine appearance in Sechem, I commit no fraud. And the reason why I'm reading these whole things out is because I realize these 42 things is correlates with, like I said, the Anabikowak. So if you go back and look at those letters, these are what the letters mean. These are who the letters are talking about. One time, someday, I will do a correlation with that. But if you hear it, then you will understand. Okay. Number 8, O thou of fiery face, whose motion is backwards, I am not a robber of sacred property. O breaker of bones, who makest thine appearance in Suntenhunun, I am not a teller of lies. O thou who orderest the flame, who makest thine appearance in Memphis, I am not a robber of food. O thou of two caverns, who makest thine appearance in Amenta, I am not sluggish. O thou bright teeth, who makest thine appearance in the unseen land, I am not a transgressor. O eater of blood, who makest thy appearance at the block, I have not slaughtered the sacred animals. O eater of livers, who makest thine appearance in Mabit, I deal not fraudulently. O Lord of righteousness, who make thine appearance in the place of righteousness, I am not a land grabber. O thou who turnest backwards, who make thine appearance in Bubastis, I am not an eavesdropper. O Ati, who maketh thine appearance at Anu, I am not one of prating tongue. O Tutu, who maketh thine appearance in Ati, I trouble myself only with my own affairs. Look at that. O Umetu, who maketh thine appearance at the block, I commit not adultery with another's wife. Okay. The 10 what's the names is coming in. O Atu, who maketh thine appearance at Pa Amsu, I am not unchaste with anyone. O thou who art above princes, and who maketh thine appearance in Amu, I do not cause terrors. O Chemu, who makest thine appearance in Ku, I am not a transgressor. O thou who raisest thy voice and makest thine appearance in Urit, I am not hot of speech. O divine babe, who makest thine appearance in a new, I lend not a deaf ear to the words of righteousness. O high voiced one, who maketh thy appearance in unseat, I am not boisterous in behavior. O Basit, who maketh thine appearance in Shatate, I am not the cause of weeping to any. O thou whose face is behind thee, who makest thine appearance at thy cavern, I am not given to unnatural lust. O thou hot of foot, who makest thy appearance at even. I indulge not in anger. O Kenemet, Kem, Kenemtu, who maketh thine appearance in Kenemit. I am not given to cursing. Oh, shucks. O thou who carriest thine own suffering and makest thine appearance in suits. I am not aggressive of an aggressive hand. O thou who has different faces and makest thine appearance in net effete, I am not one of inconstant mind. O busy one, who makest thine appearance in unetit, I do not steal the skins of the sacred animals. O thou horned one, who maketh thine appearance in sais, I am not noisy in my speech. O Nefertemu, who makest thine appearance in Memphis, I am neither a liar nor a doer of mischief. O Tempsu, who maketh thine appearance in Tatu, I am not one who curseth the king. O thou who does according to thine own will, and makest thine own appearance in Tebu, I put no check upon the water in its flow. O striker, who maketh thine appearance in heaven, I am not one of loud voice. O thou who makest mortals to flourish, and who makest thine appearance in saints, I curse not a god. O thou of beautiful shoulder, who makest thine appearance at somewhere, I am not swollen with pride. O Nehebkau, who make thy appearance at thy cavern, I have no unjust preferences. O thou raised head, who make thine appearance at thy cavern, I have no strong desire except for my own property. O thou who liftest an arm, who maketh thine appearance in the netherworld, I do not that which offendeth the God of my domain. You know who breaks all of those laws? Gentiles, Hebrew Catholics, Christians, regular Catholics, pretty much everybody on this planet who refuse to honor the Most High the way that He has set up His celestial kingdom, and people who deny the Most High the way he has set up his celestial kingdom, and people who command the Most High to do things that the Most High should not be doing because he has set up an order for us to follow. And also, like, look at some of this stuff like, oh, I don't regulate the water. The Gentiles do that. They have broke every one of these laws. This is why they don't want you to know the cosmic laws. So the long story short about this whole lesson about the cosmic laws, we can break it down to this. They don't want you to know the cosmic laws because they've broken every single one. Every single one of these cosmic laws, these people have broken. The priesthood of Mohan, the Pope, the Queen, everybody, every person, every part of the Psalms 83 conglomerate, every part of the two-thirds, well, not the two-thirds per se, but the Hebrew Catholics, the regular Catholics, the Christians, anybody who does not serve the Most High in spirit and in truth as being one with themselves has broken these cosmic laws. And that's why they don't want you to know them. And that's why they don't want you to read books. And that's why they don't want you to look at the stars. And that's why they don't want you to know your chart. And that's why they don't want you to look at numbers. Because if you looked at any of this, you would see the Most High and all of these things, and you would see these things in yourself. And so they have broken every single cosmic law. They broke the positive laws, the ones, the affirmations, and they also broke the negative affirmations. They broke both. And so when you have people who have broken every cosmic law there is, every single one, they've sinned against every single god of this plane, which would be the god of this land, the gods of this land. People don't understand that. That's the earth, the spirit intelligences, the ones that rule this zone for the Most High. They don't rule it for themselves, they rule it for the Most High. These people have broke every cosmic law there is, which is why they have to go. We have to request with sorrow and mourning that the beings of the Saturn realm deal with these people. We cannot allow them to continue to enact their reign of terror on us, on this realm, and on the Most High. We must demand that they pay for the sins that they have committed against the Most High. We must demand it. And that's why I wanted to bring this information to you about the cosmic law so you could understand why I'm so upset about all of these things and why it is imperative that we demand from the beings of the Saturn realm that they deal with these people who have broken these cosmic laws swiftly and totally, completely. This cannot continue to go on like this. And the ones who will cleave to the Most High are the ones who um should be saved, and the ones who will not cleave to the Most High are the ones who must go. And I have no problem with any of that. So to the spirits who are here with us, you're invited to go in peace. To my beloved viewers, you're invited to be at peace. And always remember, the Most High is your peace. Shalom.